Hello everybody, it's 444RR with the next video on the 365-day magic challenge. Got a really great trick today. This is Michael Lamar's At the Improv. It's a really funny trick, and I'll do a little review of it after I perform it. So I have a deck of cards here. This is a little spontaneity test, or improv test, to test your improv skills. Now, let me explain how this works. I'm going to have to shuffle up the cards here. I don't know what, just fell on my shirt. I'm gonna cut the cards. I like to cut them because I can do the fancy one-handed cut. So the whole object of this little test is to shuffle and cut the cards and do all that great stuff. And then, as the cards lie, you got to leave the cards as they lie. You have to tell a story using every single card in the deck. The story has to make sense, and you can't alter the cards in any way. So again, you have to tell an entire story using the entire deck of cards. The story has to make sense, and you can't alter the cards. Now, throughout the trick, I may fan through the cards like this, or I may go like this and look through the cards. That's to get my story straight. I'm not going to alter any of the cards when I do look through them. So let's get the story started. So I have here a story. We'll say it's about a guy named Sam Spade. Now, Sam Spade had dark-colored hair. He was 6 foot, 2 inches tall, with very powerful forearms. Get it? Forearms. Now, Sam is kind of a little detective, and Sam went to investigate the theft of 3 diamonds. So he went to 647th Street and 59th Avenue. Now, the victim who reported the diamonds stolen was a royal redhead. Just how the cards fell. She was wearing a tutu and had a very nice pair. Get it? Pair? As in, like, you know, pair up here. You know. Terrible joke, I know. Let's see. The man who stole the diamonds, the victim said had a darkly tan-colored face. Get it? Tan. Let's see. The man who stole the diamonds ran in between 2 trees. Get it? 2 trees. And into a club. Get it? Oh, I saw this coming down the pipe. This is going to be good. Sam got a table in the club even though the house was full. Get it? House full, full house. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. His waitress had dark-colored hair and very sexy legs. Get it? Sexy? I love it. Oh, great. Oh, this is going to be good. She cleaned his table with Ajax. Ajax. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be good. He ordered number 3 off the menu, and Sam ate and ate and ate some more. Just then, the German chef came out and yelled, 9! Because Sam's face then became flushed. Get it? Flushed. Because he realized he'd just eaten some bad food. But all was not lost that night. Oh no! Because he got to see the club's headlining entertainment, the Jackson 5. And that is the trick. Night at the Improv. This is a really, really great trick. It's by Michael Lamar. And I love this trick. It's so much fun to do in a close-up setting. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this for kids because there are a couple of the adult jokes in there, like the nice pair and the sexy legs. But it's a really funny trick to do for adults. Adults love storytelling decks. That's what it is, a storytelling deck. You can learn this trick, the Night at the Improv, off of the World's Greatest Magic by World's Greatest Magicians DVD, The Secrets of Storytelling Decks. Now, a storytelling deck is an amazing thing to have in your repertoire because your audience goes crazy because they love to see the cards, how the, you know, especially this one, not so much. I'm not very too keen on this one. I'll explain why. Because you're not really doing your false or you're not doing your cuts and shuffles. normally, like in a trick like Sam the Bellhop, which I'm going to do a little later on in the 365-day magic challenge, you're cutting the cards as you're telling the story. And I think that's kind of a little better way to present a storytelling deck, because you're cutting the cards, and people like, and as you're telling the story, people are like, well, you couldn't have the cards set up in any way because you're cutting them and shuffling them as you're doing the trick. With this, people could say, well, the deck could be set up. I've never had anybody, when I do the Night at the Improv trick, say, your deck is set up, but it's always something that's crossed my mind when it's like, well, they might think the deck could be set up in a certain way. Even though that you cut the cards at the beginning, or you shuffle the cards or whatever, but they still could think, oh, well, it could be set up somehow. Even though you're playing it off as it's an improv trick, you don't know what's going to happen, but they might think that. That's why I like Sam the Bellhop a lot more, because you're actually shuffling and cutting the cards as you're doing the trick. And with Sam the Bellhop, you're having the spectators cut the cards in the trick, so they don't think you have card control. The spectator doesn't think that. But storytelling decks, I recommend going to put one in your repertoire, whether it be Night at the Improv, whether it be Sam the Bellhop, or one of the other two you can learn on here. The other two you can learn on here are David Regal's After Hours. That is a more risque trick, I will tell you that. And Eugene Berger's Diamond Jack trick. And they all work the same way. They all have the same principle where you tell a story with a deck of cards. But a little backstory to my magic. I got started in magic back in 2007. So that'd be about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's about 6 or 7 years ago. I got started in magic. And as I said in my day one video, the coloring book was the first trick I ever learned. And that was really the first trick. I was probably like 5 or 6, and I got that for Christmas one year, and I was doing it, and it was, getting a good reaction. But this was the first, I think, more professional trick that I learned, was Sam the Bellhop. A friend of mine sent me the YouTube link, because they knew I loved magic, to Sam the Bellhop's Bill Malone performance. And I was like, I'm going to try to learn that. That looks pretty easy. You got to memorize the story. And, and I was reading some of the comments down below, and it's like, it's a very easy trick. It's fun. It's a fun trick to do. So I learned it. And I did it for my family, and it went over really well. The family was like, oh, that's really cool. But, family members are supposed to be like, oh, good job, even if you did a terrible job. So, I was out to dinner with a couple friends, a couple family friends, and I said to them, hey, I learned this new magic trick. I learned this. It looks pretty fun. Can I do it for you? Now, your friends are going to be a little more, a little more truthful. So I did it, and they loved it. And that's what got me really honestly started in performing magic and professionally. I got a couple, junky magic sets for my birthday and Christmas a couple years when I was really little. I'd go around, and like one of them came with a top hat, and you had a secret compartment in it, and you would like pull a rabbit out and be like, I got a rabbit. One of those junky dollar store magic sets. But it was the first trick I ever learned, and Sam the Bellhop was, and it really got me started. So the point I'm trying to make here is pick up a storytelling deck. You never know. You may start learning a magic trick that it may jumpstart your magic career and professionally. Or maybe it just might bring you a new sense of joy or pleasure to perform a Sam the Bellhop or some kind of storytelling deck, Night at the Improv or something like that. But one other thing is I saw a really cool magician locally. His name is Mark Phillips, and he did a really kind of neat Sam the Bellhop style magic trick about waiting in line at the DMV. I love that one. That was kind of cool. So the point I want to make with this little review kind of rant thing is go try a storytelling deck out. Go pick up a DVD about storytelling decks, learn the secret of it, and perform it, because you may find out that you like the trick a lot. So today's video was Michael Lamar's Night at the Improv. Hope you guys enjoyed.